You know, man, sometimes sports give you moments that just kind of floor you. And this is one of those moments. I thought it was basically a certainty that the Bucks were going to win today. 3-0, the 1 seed, the favorite in the Eastern Conference, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, potentially best coach in the NBA, Budenholzer. That's obviously not true now. Unbelievable. Unreal. Kudos to Miami and then some. I don't know how much actual basketball stuff's going to be in here. I mean, something. This is more of a raw reaction. I mean, the guts of Miami and the attitude of we don't give a damn who's in front of us, combined with the shooting, the talent, and Spoelstra's coaching, on top of attacking some things that Coach Bud has proven to not be good at. This is what you get, man. This is what you get. The defense on Giannis, bringing 3 guys to him all the time and closing out on the Bucks shooters, but also just kind of hoping that the Bucks aren't going to kill him, and they were kind of right on that one. Well, they were right. It's insane. I mean, if you look at where the Bucks have gone wrong, I mean, we can talk about this series, and we're gonna, but letting Brogdon go. I mean, they needed another guy who can make a shot, go off the dribble, and the obvious replacement would have been Brogdon over Wesley Matthews, right? They gave Ilyasova that 3-year contract right when they signed Bud, and I think that killed him because that would have pushed them over the luxury tax if they re-signed Brogdon, and that was that. Now, they should have signed Brogdon anyway because, like, if you're going to commit to the luxury tax, you do it when you have a team like this, when you can actually win a title. Although, based on what we've just seen, maybe re-signing Brogdon wouldn't have even done it. I don't know. But they clearly didn't put their best foot forward. They had the Pacers pick. They didn't make a move at the deadline. They had the assets. Unreal. I mean, there's going to be a lot of talk about Giannis. And I mean, look, man, Giannis, he's got limitations as a player. It's pretty obvious. I mean, he probably was hurt in stretches of this game 3, but games 1 and 2, we saw some of it. Game 2, 29 points and whatever else. But game 1 and this game here, taking a lot of threes and his handle, I mean, it's good enough in transition, and it's good enough sometimes in the half court, but certainly not good enough settling for 3-pointers when he's not good at them. Giannis, I feel like last season, Giannis had a little bit of a grace period because we didn't think the Bucks were going to be as good as they were. I know it's tough to remember now, but we really didn't predict them to be that good, almost get to the finals. That grace period's over. Giannis, from this point on, is going to get thrown to the wolves in terms of talk about the hierarchy of the NBA. And of course, we've got his contract coming up now. And well, not right now. He still has 1 more year, but that conversation is officially fully underway. Some real urgency has got to come from the Bucks front office, you would imagine. Does that mean firing Budenholzer? I mean, for what it's worth, there's like a 1% chance they come back in the series, and they're probably determined to attempt to do it. But I mean, would you fire Budenholzer? You got 1 year left to convince Giannis to stay, unless he commits to the extension this offseason, regardless of what happens in the series, which is possible. But you got 1 season to convince him to stay. You've seen what has happened with Coach Bud in the playoffs, where Spoelstra is just killing him. Spoelstra's running these off-ball sets to get shooters open. He's putting Olynyk in there when Lopez is in the game, and Budenholzer didn't know how to deal with that. He got a little lucky because Olynyk didn't play in this game. They're having Jimmy ISO on guys, and they can't stop that. They resisted switching a lot in this series. They eventually did it a bit more in this game, but it's like they were reactionary to everything Miami was doing. Spoelstra set the tone with the type of stuff they were going to run, and Budenholzer had to react to that. And if you were truly a great coach, you're going to force the other team to have to be like, oh, wait a minute, they're doing this. And as far as what this is supposed to be, I mean, the obvious thing could have been not playing Giannis 30 minutes a game or whatever it was. The second thing could have been, not having Giannis at the top of the key all the time where Miami can send 3 defenders at him from both sides, you know what I mean? Posting Giannis up more. Oh boy. So again, would you fire Coach Bud? This upcoming season could be basically everything for the Milwaukee Bucks, because if Giannis is out, then, I mean, that's it. You're back to mediocre basketball team and all that stuff. I think they've definitely got to be aggressive when it comes to making moves. I think they've got to improve the backcourt. I mean, Wesley Matthews, he does okay for what they ask him to do, but he's not a starter level player. Of course, the ideal thing would be Brogdon in that spot, but that ship has already sailed. So, something. I mean, they still have the Pacers pick. It's going to be tough for them to trade picks in the distant future, especially now, given what has happened here. You got to feel a little less safe about Giannis sticking around past next season, so we're going to have to see what they want to do, but clearly the roster needs improvement, and again, I think there could be some real evaluation about should Coach Bud be here. I mean, he's clearly established that he's a great regular season coach. He can get you wins, but when he goes up against a good coach who can make on-the-fly adjustments and specifically target matchups, Coach Bud, he ain't got it. It happened last year with Nick Nurse. It happened this time with Spoelstra. I mean, back in his Hawk days, you could have given him a little benefit of the doubt because he kept running into LeBron, but that's over. Like, Coach Bud is not that guy. He just isn't. It's been proven in this series. So yeah, man. I mean, again, this is just sort of my instant reaction to this whole thing. For what it's worth, again, I do think the Bucks are going to attempt to really come back here, and well, it would be a hell of a flip of the switch, but if anybody was ever going to do it, then I guess could be them. But yeah, a hell of a series by Miami. They still got to close it out. I liked that after this game, they weren't freaking out too much. They still got one more game to go. We'll see if the Bucks fight like hell or if they're kind of defeated. We'll see if Giannis goes on some heroic run that we'll remember 20 years from now. But the odds do not say that's going to happen.